TunePocket.com. TunePocket.com.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. So, before you ask, no, I am not a Celtics fan. I am a jersey collector. I have on a throwback Robert Parrish jersey, the Chief. This is the kind of basketball I grew up around. I'm old school. So, yeah, that's my generation right there. No, I'm going to go out on the limb here and say the 80s and 90s were, and the early 2000s too, they were pretty good. 80s basketball was good. 90s basketball was even better. Early 2000s were pretty good. But man, the 90s. Anyway, y'all don't want to hear me talk about basketball no more. Enough of that. Hopefully everyone's having a restful, peaceful, tranquil Saturday. So, I used to work in security, okay? And one of the things I was told is people notice more than you think, okay? So, apply that to depression. People notice more than you think. So there's a saying that goes around, we hide our feelings, but we forget our eyes speak. We hide our feelings, but we forget our eyes speak. Okay? So, flashback to last year. I've mentioned this before. I don't think I've gone into great detail about it. But it was one particular Friday. I was at my second job, and I was just so slow and lethargic that day. I was slow moving, lethargic, and I know what it was. It was depression. And I was just in the most miserable mood from the time I got to my second job. I just wanted the day to be over with so I could go home. So I'm at one of my stops, which is Rhodes College. And I'm making my rounds around Rhodes College, okay? So I'm going from this building to this building, this building to this building, this building to this building. And I finally get to the last building before I leave. So I walk into the finance office, and I walk in, and one of the ladies in there, young ladies in there, says hi. I don't believe I said hi. And she immediately, from the time I walked in, she immediately picked up on my miserable, low mood. So I walk in. She asks me the first time, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Yeah. I'm fine. So I handle my business in there. And I hand her the paperwork to sign. She asked me a second time, "Are you okay?" Yeah. I'm fine. So I go up to another office, which nobody was in that office. The door was locked. Okay. So I go back to her office, and she has to sign, saying that nobody was in this particular office. And she asked me a third time, "Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? You look really upset." She said, "You look really upset." And she asked me, "Are you just having a bad day?" I lied and said yes. Because because it's so much more easier to say, "Yes, I'm having a bad day," rather than to say, "I have depression. I'm dealing with depression, and I'm having thoughts of suicide. And these feelings are just kicking my ass right now. And I just might end my life by suicide when I get off from work today." It's easier to say that because you don't know how they're going to react. So you just say the quick, easy thing. "Yes, I'm having a bad day," and walk out. So when I walked out, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind that she noticed, okay? And it blew my mind how whip it quick fast she picked up on my whole mood. And I walked out of her office. I'm like, man, she really noticed. She noticed. And it all goes back to the saying, we hide our feelings, but we forget our eyes speak. Okay? So, fast forward to 2023. This past work week, I was in a dark, very dark place mentally the whole week, in a depressed, miserable mood. And I knew I was, because usually when I'm at my second job, I have no issues picking up bags of paper to take back to be shredded at our facility. I have no issues with that. But I was having trouble. I was having trouble. And I knew what the issue was. No, I knew what the issue was. And I was just in a miserable place mentally. Had urges of suicidal ideation. And this past Wednesday, towards the end of the morning at my first job, I I felt just a heavy feeling on my chest, and I know what that feeling was. I know what that was. That was depression. That was depression. So I had to fight through that feeling for the remainder of the morning, I should say. I had to stop myself from crying. I had to stop myself from crying. My eyes felt a little watery. I had to stop myself from crying. several times. And when I got back to my truck, I found there were a couple of text messages waiting for me. I don't bring my phone in. So I read these text messages, and there were two from the same person, who is my friend and also my coworker as well at my first job. So she texted me when she could be on my podcast. That was one. And she also texted me, hey, I noticed you have been down a lot. Are you okay? I didn't message her back right away because I knew I had to go straight into my other job. And so it was a short while before I texted her back. And I said something. I can't talk about it because I don't have the words. I'm just empty. And when I say I was empty, I meant I feel like ending my life. I want to end my life by suicide. I'm just that freaking empty right now. So I turned on so I listened to some instrumental music, also meditation music, and that really washed away the feeling. That really washed away the feelings of emptiness, suicidal ideations, depression, and I eventually found the words. So I let her know what was going on. And I told her what was going on, but the words just felt so, it just felt so empty. It just felt so empty. The words just felt empty. And I felt worse. And I kind of felt worse, to tell you the truth. Because the words just felt empty, you know. They felt empty, like depression was saying. Why are you even telling her what's going on with you? This is depression talking, okay? Depression is saying, why are you even telling her how you feel? Why are you even telling her what is going on with you? You know she really does. You know she really doesn't care. Come on, why are you texting her, man? Come on. You're gonna feel worse. And lo and behold, what happens? I felt worse. That's depression for you. That's what depression does to you. It makes you question stuff. It makes you question whether people really care or not. When your depression strikes, when your depression is in charge, depression says, no, they don't. Then, when you're not feeling depressed, yes, they do give a damn. They do give a damn that you're having suicidal thoughts. They do give a damn that that you're down. They do give a damn that you're feeling so miserable. They do give a damn about you and what you're going through. So I was asked that a second time by someone else this week, and I didn't feel like answering it again. And I just kind of dodged a question. So I just kind of dodged a question. But we hide our feelings, but we forget our eyes speak. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, so, sometimes I think I'm just, I don't matter to, I don't matter to anybody. When you tear down, when you tear down the wall of depression, yes, you do matter. Do you know how devastated it would be if you ended your life by suicide? You know how crushed they would be if you ended your life by suicide? But you have on the lens of the oppression, and you can't see it. You can't, in the moment, you can't see that people really give a damn about you. And you can't see that they're likely worried about you every day. You probably can't see that. You probably can't see that they're worried about you every day. So I tell people, I've told y'all this before, I'm at risk for suicide every day. Every day I'm at risk because I've attempted, I've self-harmed before, so I'm at risk. So yeah, so just wanted to touch on that. We hide our feelings, but we forget our eyes speak. And my eyes, they definitely speak. And people took notice of it. This week especially. All right. That's all I got. Happy Saturday to everybody out there. Get some rest. Enjoy the weekend. And I will see you all next weekend. Peace.